So here's a really quick post about a guy who handles things like a boss. When he finds out that his fiance for the last year was on, wait for it, OnlyFans. For an entire year, he's living with her, had no idea she's sharing spicy content and making money off it. And upon finding out, he kicks her to the curb. End of freaking story. And this goes to show you guys two things. One, as I say quite frequently, you have to really do your homework on your girl. If you're going to take things to the next level with her, like go from dating to exclusive relationship, you got to do your homework on her and find out what's going on, because you just never know nowadays. And especially if you actually are crazy enough to get married in today's world, really do your homework. I mean, no joke, you practically need a PI, a private investigator nowadays. And he had no idea about this. And of course, you kick him to the curb anytime you see kind of BS like this, regardless of what they say. Titled, Am I the a-hole for kicking my fiance out because of her OnlyFans? No. He says here, my fiance moved into my house about 2 years ago. Long story short, we were hanging out with my fiance's best friend, and while in the bedroom, I hear her friend from the living room mention my fiance's OnlyFans account, and then silence. This guy was probably like, what? What did I just hear? And notice pure silence. Probably like she got like this, her face got, what is a ghost or something, you know? So I got up and confronted her about it, and apparently she's had it for over a year now. I became furious from her lying and going behind my back for this long. Imagine that for a full year. Guys, I mean, just try to picture this. You're living together. You think everything's great, and meanwhile she has this whole secret life. Sharing spicy content, all that. That completely disqualifies her, not just for wife material, even for girlfriend material. I ended up demanding that she return the ring and pack her things immediately. Nice, bro. That ring ain't hers. That ring is on the basis that she marries you and stays true to you. Otherwise, give it back. Her friend, who I thought was my friend as well, began cussing me out and called me an insecure incel. Blah, blah, blah. Of course. Yeah, you're insecure and you're an incel because you have a problem with her actually going behind your back, because trust is kind of an important thing in a relationship, let alone a marriage, and showing your body with the world. So you're an insecure incel. And by the way, incel, I believe, is involuntary celibate, which means, and this is a name that a lot of people that hate any guy that actually stands up for himself gets. You know, they're not sleeping with any women, but they really want to. Well, this guy obviously was sleeping with her. It's amazing, the shaming tactics. I tell her she has till the end of the day to have all her things packed up or I'll be calling the police. Her friend let her move into her home, and that was 8 days ago. Yeah, you think she's so amazing, you can take her. Now listen to this. He says, her friend is now telling her to find someplace else to live. So after 8 days of that, she's like, nope, you gotta move out. My now ex-fiance has come to the house to make amends and tell me she has nowhere else to go. Not my problem. Use your OnlyFans fortune to go get yourself a great place. Oh, wait a minute. Are you not making that much money from OnlyFans? And you can't tell me she doesn't have any other friends or family she can shack up with temporarily? I feel cold-hearted for denying her, but I'm still so angry and feel completely betrayed and humiliated, so I told her I'd rather see her homeless than go through that again. Bro, you have every right to have a choice. It's not your job to take care of her. She's been lying to you all this time, betraying you, doing sex work. And by the way, guys, you're going to find out just how much whopping amounts of money she's thrown away her whole relationship for in a moment. I haven't heard from her since, but have been overthinking and feeling bad. Is it me? Smack! Don't feel bad. No, bro, you have every right to do this. And I get you're having an emotional roller coaster because you thought she was somebody else. And I'm sure at some point you're going to get your parents asking about it and her family asking about it. You need to control the narrative. Guys, always control the narrative, because she's going to say something else. Tell them exactly what she was doing. And if your mother defends her, then your mother probably was a hoe too when she was younger, or still is. No, you did the right thing, bro. And just be happy that you discovered this before you married her. Imagine being married to her and having a couple kids and dealing with this crap. Now, I made sure to get the details on a lot of people were tearing him apart in the comments section, like he's the biggest jerk in the world and insecure and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is Reddit. You got a lot of wackos on there. And so I wrote down a lot of his responses to various insults or to find out more details about this little dilemma he's in. He said about her, she somehow couldn't tell me what her content was when I asked, which leads me to believe she couldn't come up with anything on the spot, and it isn't as mild as something like that. But regardless, in the heat of the moment, when her friend offered her a place to stay, I felt fairly justified in kicking her out right there. Right. And even if her friend didn't offer a place to stay, get the fuck out. End of story. He also says apparently she was making less than $500 a month. She works part-time at a daycare, though, so she should be fine. She threw away this relationship for less than $500 a month. Now, obviously, she was probably hoping to turn that into $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month like they all hope for, but look at that. And newsflash, you put one spicy picture out there, and that could jeopardize your whole career, whatever that may be, forever. All for that. And it was just also for attention and validation. He also says, no, to me, it's not about how much agency I think I have over her body. I think I'm allowed to have my own preferences, including not wanting to be a SCX worker, and was kept in the dark by someone who isn't supposed to hide things from me because she knew I wouldn't want to be in a relationship anymore. So yeah, it has nothing to do with having agency over her body at all. Nice try, though. Yeah, somebody was giving her a hard time saying, like, you're trying to have control of her body. No, it's just that I have standards, and I'm not going to want my wife or fiance doing that type of thing. And it's cheating. And P.S., Lord knows what else she's hiding. Another one. It came off that way because you automatically want to make the woman the victim. Even to the one making up things I never even said. Somebody was giving him shit. I never even considered asking her to delete her OnlyFans. If that's what she wants to do with her body, that's her decision. But to pretend like that shouldn't be consequences in a relationship for such actions is really crazy. Yeah, in other words, he's like, hey, you want to stay on OnlyFans? Knock yourself out, but we ain't doing that together. He also said, and this is his response to somebody who was really giving him a hard time. He said, you spent too much time on Reddit. The real world does not agree with you. A wife being an SCX worker behind your husband's back is clearly disgusting and grotesque. You seem kind of weak and pathetic for thinking this was okay, and every man should just be happy with their spouse being an SCX worker. You are extremely deluded, and Reddit has ruined you. Hope you do better. Yeah, you got plenty of people on there giving him a hard time and giving guys like this a hard time because, God forbid, they don't want their wife doing that. Or they say, no, I have standards and no way, It's amazing. Now some comments and guys supporting him. One guy says, not the a-hole. This is such an extreme thing to hide from someone you're planning on marrying. It's also disgusting, in my opinion, to hide the fact that she is practically doing SCX work behind your back. Her friend is also just as delusional as your ex-fiancé. Women are quick to throw the incel around as an insult to men these days while completely disregarding what an actual incel is. She was going to use you while she lived out her SLUT fantasies behind your back. You dodged a huge bullet, in my opinion. And don't feel bad for leaving her without a place to go. I'm sure her OnlyFans funds can get her a hotel until she figures it out. Yeah, and she has a job. She said daycare, but I'm sure she isn't paid that much. But this daycare won't be. Her butt will be fired in a heartbeat. They find about her on OnlyFans. And one more, guys, is not the a-hole calling me an insecure incel. She has to be a fully paid member of the Reddit brigade. She was shocked that you were holding her accountable for lying and being an SCX worker. Accountability is her kryptonite to them. I can't fucking talk today. Do not let her back in your house under any circumstances. If she has anything left there, bag it up and put on the curb for her to pick up. Even her friend did not want her around. Yeah, isn't that funny? The friend kicked her out after like a week. And one more. Not the a-hole. Men are entitled to their preferences, as are women. Let them call you an incel, blah, blah, blah. If she didn't see an issue with it, then why didn't she ever mention it for an entire year? And I'm not even anti-OnlyFans, but I know it's a major deal breaker for a lot of guys, especially if she did it without even mentioning to you. Insecure, whatever. But now he can have peace of mind, not the a-hole. Yeah. Now, let's be honest here. If he spent this much time with her, years with her and was going to marry her, understandably, he's hurt. I don't blame him. He might have second thoughts on this, which I hope he doesn't. Because when you commit that much of your life to somebody, boyfriend, girlfriend, and then they start becoming engaged, yeah, you're going to think about everything and feel like a failure and a loser. But this was on her. So the guy should just take it one day at a time, and he'll be okay. But he has to let people know what happened, friends and family, because otherwise she'll spin it way to something else and make him out to be the bad guy here. It's ridiculous. So anyhow, he handled it like a boss. Good for you, bro.